Hello, my wonderful patrons. Thank you so much for supporting me through all these months. I'm so pleased that we are doing this all together. This is I'm getting back on the new moon track now finally. So this is our new moon concert. April 11th is a new moon in Aries at 10:30 p.m. It's actually a new moon, to take action. I think people are kind of waking up to spring, and there's all kinds of energy and desire to do stuff. Can't imagine why. So if you're feeling that way, it's really kind of perfect along with the astrology that's going on right now. So go ahead and take action and achieve something that you've been thinking about or working towards. So it's definitely a new moon of opportunity. So normally we'd be kind of in quiet reflection and just kind of chilling out, but not this one. This one is a time to be taking some action. So again, thank you so much for being my patrons and my support. I'm excited to play just pretty much maybe a short little concert for you today, but some music for you. And I'm awakening myself. Spring is finally sprung on the mountain. The daffodils are up. The tulips are up. We've raked the leaves off the garden beds, and it is wonderful, beautiful. The mud season is past. There's no more mud out there, and it's just really lovely. I can't wait to get my screen house up. That's like our extra room in the summer. We have a beautiful gazebo that we put up, and I'm ready to just sit outside with my journal and, listen to the birds and enjoy beautiful, beautiful outdoors after being locked up in the winter, in the house for the whole winter. So get out there and do some great things and stay safe and stay well. And I thank you so much for being here with me. Blessed be. I want to open up with my chant Return of the Sun, because I wrote it for the spring equinox many years ago. And it's all about what we're dealing with right here, especially in the northern hemisphere. And if you're up in the northeast, you're just awakening to spring. I'm not sure where part of the country is. It might be well into spring for you, but here we're just getting into it. So this is the Return of the Sun. And if you know this chant or the little echo refrain, then please just sing along from home, okay? See your garden grow, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Feel the warm wind on your face, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. The rivers have all swelled, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Blessed is spring. See your garden grow, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Feel the warm wind on your face, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. The rivers have all swelled, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Blessed is spring, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. See your garden grow, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Feel the warm wind on your face, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. The rivers have all swelled, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Blessed is spring, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. See your garden grow, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Feel the warm wind on your face, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. The rivers have all swelled, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Blessed is spring, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Blessed is spring, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Blessed is spring, the return of the sun, the return of the sun, the return of the sun, the return of the sun. Next up is a beautiful and ancient traditional song that I did with Jenna Green on my Tradition CD, and we also put it as a bonus track on our duo CD, Fairy's Love Song CD. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Remember me to he who lives there. once was a true love of mine. Tell him to make me a cambric shirt, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, without no seams or needlework. Then he'll be a true love of mine. Tell him to buy me an acre of land, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, between the salt water and the sea strand. Then he'll be a true love of mine. Tell him to reap it with a sickle of leather, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, and gather it all in a bunch of heather. Then he'll be a true love of mine. Are you going to Scarborough Fair? Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, remember me to he who lives there. He once was a true love of mine. This is a chant written by my teacher and mentor, Shauna Carroll, who I'm missing so much, so I think of her a lot. I recorded this on my Elemental CD with her permission and blessing. She wrote this chant for the first trip that I took to Glastonbury. We went to private access of Stonehenge, and in that ceremony there, we sang Sacred Stones to the stones, and she had written it for that express purpose. So I recorded this one, and I would love to play it for you right now. I had to cancel my trip to England again this year, a little too uncertain for travel, but we rolled our house rental over to next year, so hopefully I'll be getting there, and to Stonehenge next year. So this is Sacred Stones. Sacred stones, you have grown deep in the quiet of the ages. Sacred stones, you have known powers of the druids and the sages. We call to you now, help us to find our way home somehow. We call to you then, help us have grown deep in the quiet of the ages. Sacred stones you have known, fires of the druids and the sages. We call to you now. Help us to find our way home somehow. We call to you then. Help us connect with our ancient kin. We call to you now. Help us to find our way home somehow. We call to you then. Help us connect with our ancient kin. Sacred stones. Sacred stones. Sacred stones. Sacred stones. Sacred stones. Sacred stones. We call to you now. We call to you now. We call to you now. Sacred stones. Shauna Carroll. Another really amazing influence in my life has been that of Jonna Runnels from Glastonbury, England. She has amazing chants that her and her partner Kat Brown write and record. In fact, there's a CD called Sacred Home that you all must get. And I don't know if I have any copies here for sale, but I think you could probably download it online. And I'll be sure to add a URL at the end of the video so that you can look her up. But this song is called The Seeds of Life, which isn't really so perfect, which is so perfect right now as we're, starting our seeds on the windowsill and maybe getting plants into the ground. So this is Jonna Runnels, The Seeds of Life. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. The seeds of life, the seeds of life, a water, air, and light. Inspiration, divination, we'll have co-creation now. 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 That's Jonna Runnels and Kat Brown. Check out their stuff. They have lots and lots of amazing CDs. And you can probably download a lot of that music. So I'll get you hooked up with that. The next one is a chant of mine. This was a request by one of my patrons out there, Kathy, so thank you for requesting that. I wrote this in that same trip to Stonehenge, the same. The next one is a request from one of my patrons. Thank you, Kathy. I'm playing this for you. I wrote this in that exact same ceremony in Stonehenge where we sang Sacred Stones that Shauna wrote. And I wrote my Stonehenge song, which is about breaking the chains that bind. I was at a crossroads. I didn't know really where to go from there, and I was asking the goddess for guidance. And she basically let me know that I had to shed some things in order to become my new self, and that's exactly what happened. And from there, I went from Stonehenge to the Goddess Conference. I saw all these women singing in songs to the goddess, and I realized that I wanted to do that type of music. So I went home from Stonehenge and Glastonbury, and I spent a month in the studio recording Lady Moon, and I had it up and out before New Year's that same exact year. So that was the beginning of my wonderful and amazing path of writing and performing goddess music. So this was the song that I wrote while in ceremony at Stonehenge. It is meditation that came to me and was by far the most connected I ever felt to the goddess was in that hour. And it was the hour that changed my life. And this is Stonehenge. Mother, help me. Mother, heal me. Please release me from all things worldly that do not serve me. Mother, love me. Mother, help me. Mother, heal me. Please release me from all things worldly that do not serve me. Mother, love me. Within these stones I feel the power. I am reborn as I break these chains that bind. And now I'm floating light as a feather as I break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. Yes, I will break these chains that bind. Oh, blessed Mother, you empower me. Yes, you have shown me just how to set myself free. And now I'm soaring up in the clear blue sky as I break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. Yes, I will break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. I'm gonna break these chains that bind. Yes, I will break these chains that bind. Now I have broken these chains that bind. Now I have broken these chains that bind. Now I have broken these chains that yes, I did break these chains that bind. Mother, help me. Mother, heal me. Please release me from all things worldly that do not serve me. Mother, love me. Mother, help me. Mother, heal me. Please release me from all things worldly that do not serve me. Mother, love me. That one was for Catherine by request. Thanks for the request, Catherine. I seem to be on a bit of an England Avalon trip today, a lot of my songs, so I'm going to continue in that theme and play, I call it my B-side because it's a song I love, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's one of my most popular or downloaded songs, but I absolutely love it. And I wrote this when I was at Avebury, in the huge stone circle at Avebury with a few friends, and we were walking around. It was right at dusk. And it was at Lammas time. This enormous harvest moon came up from the fields where we were walking around that surround Avebury. And it looked like a Halloween decoration. It was this kind of branchy tree with no leaves and this enormous harvest moon behind it, this orange moon that was so low it was touching the horizon. It was just one of the most incredible things, and of course I didn't have a camera, but it's ingrained in my memory forever, and it felt just warm and beautiful. It was a night with some wonderful friends. It was just a night full of love, and so I wrote this song Avebury that I'm happy to play for you right now. The goddesses dance, full moon, high summer, as I walk through the land. And I know you are waiting to take my hand. You'll step beside me as we walk through the land. Said you'll step beside me as we walk through this land. And my love spans the ocean, and my love knows no time. And I know you are waiting, and I'm glad that you're mine. Said I know you are waiting, I'm so glad that you're mine. The stones, they embrace me with warmth and with love. On down from above, I watch the sun setting and I watch the moon rise, and I feel you beside me like a breeze in the night, and I feel you beside me like a breeze in the night. And my love spans the ocean, and my love knows no time. I never play that one live, actually, or out, so I'm really glad that I got to play that one for you today. It's actually super fun, and I will rectify that and play that one more often in future. So thank you for inspiring me. Appreciate it. The final tune for our little New Moon April concert is another traditional that I recorded with Jenna Green on Fairy's Love Song. And if you don't have Fairy's Love Song or know that CD, it is such a exquisitely beautiful CD. I love it so much. It's me and Jenna Green, a lot of Scottish and Irish traditionals on there, and just amazing harp and harmonies and some a cappella pieces. It's just such an exquisite CD. This next one is the only American folk one we did on there by Stephen Foster. First recorded, written in 1854 was the first written version of it. Stephen Foster wrote a lot of great, like Old Susanna. He did a lot of that Americana kind of stuff. This is one of those parlor songs, you know, where it would be played in you know, parlor settings and for little parties and things like that. So this talks about how those of us who are fortunate in life should have pity and compassion for those who are less fortunate in life. It's called Hard Times Come Again No More. My heater just kicked on. You could probably hear it. You know what? I'm going to turn it off. Hang on. Let us pause in life's pleasures and count its many tears while we all sup sorrow with the poor. There's a song that will linger forever in our ears. Oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. While we seek mirth and beauty and music light and gay, there are frail forms fainting at the door. Though their voices are silent, their pleading looks will say, oh, hard times come again no more. It's the song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. There's a pale drooping maiden who toils her life away with a warm heart whose better days are o'er. Though her voice would be merry, 'tis sighing all the day. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a sigh that is wafted across the troubled waves. 'Tis a wail that is heard upon the shore. 'Tis a dirge that is murmured around the lonely grave. Oh, hard times come again no more. 'Tis a song, the sigh of the weary. Hard times come again no more. Many days you have lingered around my cabin door. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. Oh, hard times come again no more. That's perfect timing because Blue just woke up and started roaming around. So it's perfect timing. He slept through the whole concert. Woohoo! Anyway, thank you so much for being here with me. A blessed new moon to you. And if you're really feeling, you know, like you want to take some action and get some stuff done, well then, cosmically, you're right on track. And if you don't, then that's fine. The new moon is a great time for reflection too. So whatever you need to do at this time, just tap into the power of that dark moon and everything it stands for. Take it and make it your own. And be blessed, be wonderful, and I will be seeing you all next month. Thank you so much. Good night.